to begin, what is the Israeli government's official stance on the recent attacks and what measures are being taken to respond fairly to Hamas while safeguarding the well-being of Israeli and also Palestinian civilians?
Okay, so the 7th of October, you all know that Hamas infiltrated Israeli territories by air, land, and sea, infiltrating the villages and small towns next to the Gaza Strip, going around with machine guns, bombs, and missiles, slaughtering everyone in his path. Babies, kids, men, women, elderly, everybody, nobody got spared. Everybody they found, they shot and killed. Sometime, if they were locked in the bomb shelter, the people, they were just burning the house, waiting for the people to escape from the smoke and shoot them there on the spot. What the images we see coming out from there now when we are going back to those villages is horrible, horrible, inhumane images of, it's hard to say people because it's not. It's inhumane in a way that it's very difficult to explain. Babies shot, grandmother and grandfather shot on the street, on the spot, in the head, sitting in their own pile, on their own blood. Mothers with their babies in their hands dead. It's awful. IDF, of course, the one that managed to survive this massacre was abducted, kidnapped to Gaza. Of course, Hamas praised, videotape everything, uploading it everywhere, celebrating, capturing women, stripping them down, molesting them, killing them, spitting on them, kicking their bodies, taking men and women, cutting off their head, celebrating their death, parading the bodies and their blood in the street of Gaza while the crowd is cheering and praising Allah. For us, these images are, I don't think any human being should look and be a part or support such actions of no one. We know that Iran, Hezbollah, and Hamas coordinated this attack on us, on innocent people, and executed it in the worst way possible. The first stage now, for your question, the first stage of the IDF is controlling back, taking control back of all the villages and small towns. There were a lot of hours of fighting and recapturing the villages, trying to rescue the one we can, and trying to salvage what we can. This stage is done. Israeli territory in general is free from Hamas presence now. But we cannot let this crime repeat. We have to eliminate the threat on the Israeli civilians, residents. We cannot stand by letting those actions be by themselves. We have to act. We have to eliminate Hamas for the sake of Israel and the sake of humanity.
Is there a concern that the current conflict might escalate into a more violent and devastating situation?
Definitely. There are dozens of babies, mothers, fathers, grandmothers in the hand of Hamas. They were taken from their home, from their beds, molested, sometimes stripped and naked, inside of Gaza. We will fight back and eliminate the threat. And the cost will be the cost of it. But we cannot stand by for those to seeing those atrocity and horrible acts and deeds of Hamas, Iran, and Hezbollah.
How does Israel judge the impact of the conflict and the country's image in the international community today?
We expect full support in every decision from the international community. No man or woman should stand by those acts and not act. No one. What we experience, it's something so inhumane, it's impossible to explain.
What has been the level of cooperation between Israel and Brazil in the search for the missing Brazilian, and also the dead ones that we saw today?
We work tight with the Brazilian embassy in Israel. We are aware there were Brazilians there at the party of course, the notorious party. When Hamas infiltrated the Israeli territory, there was a big party with hundreds of young people celebrating their freedom, and Hamas flew by and ran and just killing spree everyone, making sure they are dead, hurting them, shooting them again. And it's because of the amount of dead bodies and mess there, it's very hard to understand what happened with everyone. But I can tell you this, that the state of Israel is colorblind, ethnic blind, religion blind. Everyone that was in Israel, everyone is Israeli, everyone that is a tourist in Israel get treated exactly the same. The Israeli government and the army doing everything it can to bring back those people. Everything. It doesn't matter if they're Brazilian, if they are Thai, if they are Philippine, if they are, everyone are the same and get treated the same. IDF is doing everything it can to return everyone back to their families.
Shifting the focus to Israel's relationship with Brazil, is there any anticipation that President Lula's government might adopt a more assertive position regarding the attacks on Israel?
Definitely yes. The expectation is full support in every way possible. Brazil should not stand aside to this crime of Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran. Should not be on the fence on it. Should definitely support Israel to eliminate the threat.
In terms of diplomatic strategy, does Israel expect President Lula to employ a similar approach to his diplomatic efforts in Ukraine, seeking to improve dialogue and ceasefire in the international Hamas conflict?
In the meanwhile, we need to eliminate the threat. We, although appreciate the effort, and we are a peace-seeking nation and people, now it's time to arm conflict and not for talk. Now, our goal, after we finish the first goal of securing the villages and towns that Hamas infiltrated to, is to eliminate Hamas, eliminate the threat, that these events will never occur again. This day, the 7th of October, it's the worst day in Jewish history since the Holocaust.
Furthermore, considering that Brazil currently presides over the UN Security Council, what stance does the Israeli government expect Brazil to adopt in managing the conflict?
First, Hamas is a terrorist organization. You cannot ignore it. We want full support. We ask for full support on our action and full support in our policy of dealing with it. This is the main expectation.
In your opinion, have there been any shortcomings on Israel's part that may have contributed to the recent attacks, considering they have occurred through land, air, and water? Have there been security breaches?
We, in this stage, are fighting. We will finish with the fighting, and we'll check and examine, like we do with everything in the army. Check and examine what happened. And we really need to know what happened. It's easy to say that we got caught in a very well organized plan of Iran, Hezbollah and Hamas to attack and kill civilians. It's easy to see. The atrocity, the velocity, and this extent of this action definitely shock the people of Israel.
How do you analyze the statements by international organizations such as Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International, which classifies Israel's policy towards the Palestinians as apartheid?
We are here to eliminate the terrorist. We are not fighting the Palestinian people. We are not fighting ethnic groups. We are fighting Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran.
I want to express my appreciation to our Shaul Keren for his participation in this interview. I also extend my thanks to all our viewers who tune in. Until next time, and see you.
Thank you very much, and I'm just asking your support and your prayers for us. Thank you.